Hey, welcome back to another episode of MTME. I'm Marcos.
I'm Andy. Two regular dudes giving you TV and movie reviews.
How long is that going to
I
last?
don't know. Until I forget. I'll forget one of these days. Hey, this was not planned.
This was not planned. We walked out of the house this morning with the same idea, wear our Goonies
Wow.
shirts.
Goonies never say die.
Never say die. We have to do like a retro
We will.
review show where we talk about old movies that from our childhood.
I do think it's pretty cool though that one of the Goonies is actually up for an Oscar that we're going to talk about Oscars today. So that'll be good.
Yeah, which one?
Yeah, Ki-Hu Kwan.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Awesome.
So there was a reason. There was a reason.
There's a subliminal reason or a subconscious reason why we did this. But yeah, anyway, we're going to review one movie this week.
One movie.
Cocaine Bear?
Cocaine Bear. Wow.
Yeah, like I know it's based off of a true story, but yeah, they took this movie to a whole nother level.
I just want to ask you, what genre? I've had this debate with a couple people. What genre would you put? What category would you put Cocaine Bear in?
I don't know. We're gonna talk about that in our movie section. We're
sure
also
are.
gonna bring you the Oscars. We're gonna bring you our picks for what we think. You know, what would we pick for Best Picture, Best Actor, and whatnot. And
And
maybe it aligns with what you're saying or what you're doing.
And we have a challenge on the line. So
Oh yeah.
whoever has the most correct picks gets to choose something that the other person has to watch. I already know what he's gonna make me watch, so it's just a matter of
Yeah, I'm not big on scary movies, but this guy is. So he might make me watch a scary movie. So we'll see how it
he
goes.
might have some scarier sci-fi coming his way. I'm probably gonna have to watch some anime if I lose.
Hey,
So.
hey,
Hopefully.
don't knock it
I'm not,
till
I'm
you
not.
try it.
Goonies never say die.
They never say die.
So the one movie that we're going to review this week is Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear. Yeah, what a ride that one.
It was a ride. What category, what genre would you put this movie in?
I don't know. It kind of transcends all categories from all
Comedy,
genre.
horror.
Yeah, like it's very slasher like. It's very like I don't know. I can't really put it in a category other than it's definitely a fun watch. I thought it was hilarious at some points.
Fun watch. I'm going to be really honest, I loved it too. It was very enjoyable. Loosely based on a true story. Very loosely based on a true story of the pilot Andrew Thornton that had some cocaine, that he jumped out of a plane and his parachute didn't open and he dies.
Yeah.
And his cocaine ends up a couple months later. A bear ingests the cocaine and dies. So that's what this movie is. The premise of this movie comes from.
Right. And and just this adventure of this bear, how he just takes on everybody in the forest.
And you know what? This movie is not for kids, so please don't let kids see this movie. But I have to tell you, this movie kind of reminds me of like a Goonies meets Cujo. I can't quite figure it out because you've got this adventure that these kids go on in this movie, but then you've got this bear that's like out there trying to kill everybody too. So
There's multiple stories happening. It's not like a one story throughout the movie. It's coming at from all kinds of different angles. We have like the smugglers that are trying to recover the lost cocaine. We have the kids coming in and having their little adventure, and then we have like this gang of kids that are in the movie that are kind of the older kids that are troublemakers, and we have like this small little story of the park ranger and her little love interest, and yeah, so it's kind of it's funny how they put this all together and how they tie all the different stories together. But
produced and directed by Elizabeth Banks, and let me tell you, she did a really good job with this. I think this is something that it pleasantly surprised me. I did not think that I was going to really like this movie as much as I did, and for me, it's probably my most original favorite comedy that I've seen in a while.
It's definitely original.
Yeah.
It's a movie that I wouldn't consider great in any sense.
Oh, I thought it was great.
But I thought it was entertaining in so many different ways that it kind of molds together to be an average movie. It's kind of like it's kind of hard to describe how it is because I wouldn't say it's a great movie, but yeah, it's fun to watch. It's definitely like a popcorn movie, what I would say again.
I think it's a movie that I could watch over and over again.
You think so?
I do. I don't know. Maybe it's my sense of humor. I don't know, but I thought that the way that this was delivered and it was just from beginning to end kept my interest, and it also helped that when we saw this, We saw it in the theater with probably almost everyone else in the theater was 18 to 25-year-old males, and they were cheering and clapping as this movie was going on, and kind of helped suck us into the whole movie as well. But it was I don't know, I really liked it.
Maybe that's the difference in our experience because we didn't go together on this movie.
Yeah.
I saw it a couple of days later, and the theater that I was in, well, I saw it at 11:30 in the morning, so it was pretty much empty. There was a couple of people in there with me, but yeah, everybody was quiet and just watched the movie. And I laughed at a couple of spots, I think more than anybody else in the theater. But
by far, there's one scene that I think of this movie. My favorite movie is the ambulance scene.
oh yeah,
Would you say the ambulance scene?
when she flips out of the ambulance, yeah, that was pretty funny. Like yeah, the music in the ride, and the ambulance, and the bear chasing them. And that part was pretty good. But yeah, what would you give this movie a rating if you had to give this movie a rating?
I would give this movie an 8.
An 8?
I would give this movie a solid 8, and I think it's because of the originality factor. I think you also have this great cast of stars that have been put together. You know, you've got Kerry Russell, you've got Alden Ehrenreich. I always say his name wrong. He's the guy that played Solo. And he also in this movie plays Ray Liotta's son. This is Ray Liotta's last movie.
I was gonna say that. Yeah,
and he plays the kind of like the villain character. So
right. I mean, he has a reason for what he's doing, but you know, still, he is like the villain character, the bad guy for the movie. Yeah, I think I would give this movie probably a 6, maybe a 6. I wouldn't say this movie's horrible. It's just not great, but it is funny. So
very entertaining.
Very entertaining.
And I have to do a shout out really quick for Brooklyn Prince and Christian Convery. They're the kids in this movie. Brooklyn Prince is from the show Home Before Dark, if you ever watched that. And Christian Convery plays Sweet Tooth. So you've got these two kids that are pretty popular, and they do a really good job in this movie. There's this one line at the end of the movie, not to spoil anything, but throughout the movie, the kids accidentally ingest some cocaine themselves. So at the end of the movie, I just thought it was hysterical, and the little boy was like, "We have to go to rehab."
Yeah, he was telling on himself without trying to tell on himself, like most little kids do. But yeah, no, this movie has some heart in it for sure. But yeah,
O'Shea Jackson and Isaiah Whitlock. Isaiah Whitlock as the cop with the dog. I thought that was kind of a fun story too. You know, he had this pet dog, and he wanted to make sure his dog had a good home, and I don't know, it was very entertaining for me.
Yeah, very entertaining movie.
It's Oscar time! One of my favorite seasons of the year. I love talking about movies, and I love making predictions on what I think is going to win. Although I'm usually wrong, it's fun to make guesses.
Yeah, I've never been to an Oscar party until last year at your house. So I mean, yeah, so it's kind of fun. But yeah, today we're going to talk about our picks for the Oscars for Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Actress,
the supporting characters, absolutely.
Yeah.
So oh yeah, no, I was gonna say that I thought this was an interesting fact. This is the first time since 1982 that the biggest 2 box office movies of the year, Top Gun Maverick and Avatar, are nominated for Best Picture, and that hasn't happened since 1982 when it was E.T. and Tootsie.
Really?
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting to see that we actually have these big box office giants going up against, you know, some of these smaller, more independent films.
Right, and you know that's usually the cadence for a lot of the Best Actor, or I'm sorry, the Best Picture nominations, because people always talk about I've never seen these movies, I've never heard of these movies, yet they're always nominated for the top spot for the awards show, and I think they're bringing more movies. I was thinking about that, looking at those two being in the same list as these movies that are more story driven versus action driven. And it's kind of they're kind of melding things together, and I think that just kind of talks about the times, that how people are. I think they're just kind of responding to people's reactions to that narrative. So
absolutely, and I think it's always really cool when we have a foreign movie that pops up in the Best Picture group as well. Obviously, a couple of years ago we had Parasite that won the Best Picture, and it was a foreign movie. And this year we have All Quiet on the Western Front, which is a German movie, and it is up in the Best Picture category as well too. So quite a lot of different, quite a variety.
Yeah, it's funny, as I read that book for the first time again since high school this year with my daughter, because it was part of her high school curriculum, and so it was kind of neat to see. Hey, we just got done finished reading the book, and like 2 months later they announced that that movie was going to come out, and it came out. So I got to watch that with her as well. So
what I would ask you is, on this list, I'm gonna be really honest. On this list, there's some movies that I love, and there's some movies that I can't stand. So,
well, have you seen all the movies that are on the list?
I have not seen The Triangle of Sadness.
I have not seen that.
I don't even know what it is. So, but
So I'm thinking. So I watched some of the trailers, and is that the one with Woody Harrelson in it? Triangle of Sadness.
I have no clue. I don't think so.
Okay.
So, but it could be. He might have a cameo. Who knows?
I'm trying to remember, and I'll probably put that in the credits
There
above
you
our
go.
head if I got this wrong. But yeah, that looks pretty good. I went and checked out all the trailers for the movies that I hadn't seen on this list, and a lot of them looked really well.
Did you finally get to see Fablemans?
I did.
What'd you think?
The Fablemans, yeah, it wasn't what I was expecting. Again, I didn't know a whole lot about the movie going into it, and I was kind of expecting like an adventure, coming of age movie, and it kind of is that, but it's really focused on the parents. I mean, it has a child's perspective, but the parents in the movie, Michelle Williams and I'm forgetting the father,
Paul Dano. Yeah.
Their relationship in the movie and how it affects the children and how it kind of drives them in their own directions in the story. But
I think I was a little disappointed too. And
Yeah.
I think maybe for the same reason. I heard, hey, a Spielberg movie. It's going to be good.
Right.
And it was a very slow roll.
Right.
I don't think it was a bad movie. It just probably wasn't. You kind of have to be in a mood for something like that. You have to understand that this is going to be a movie that's going to go at a slower roll, slower pace, a different tempo. There's a good story behind it. I thought it was a good story. But I don't necessarily see it as being the best picture of the year.
No, I don't either. Yeah. It was a good movie, but yeah.
Out of all of these movies, what was your favorite?
Oh, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. That was hands down my favorite movie on this list.
I love Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think my favorite movie out of all of them that are up, I really enjoyed Top Gun. I think it was probably my favorite movie on this list. But my second favorite would probably be Everything Everywhere All at Once. And I think because of its originality and its creativity, and because we've never seen anything like this, I would probably pick this as the winner. I think this is going to win. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Like the movie has so many layers that it's kind of hard to wrap your head around so many things that are going on. And if you don't pay attention, you're going to miss a lot of it. And I know you can get things off face value, but for me, I think about movies a little bit more than maybe other people do. I know you brought that up in the past, where I just talk about rambling about these little nuances. But yeah, I agree. It's probably
and we even had some friends that watched this movie and they were like, "That movie, it was weird." I mean, some people have watched this movie and really think it's weird, and it is weird. And I think that's one of the reasons why I liked it. It was just unique, very different.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one movie that I did not like at all on this list is The Banshees of Inisherin. And my apologies to anyone that enjoyed this movie, but for me, this movie should be titled "Two Boys That Fight at School and Can't Make Up." I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I tried to find redeeming value in this movie, and try to find any story or nuances that I could relate to. But this movie was just out there, and
everything that we teach our children not to do. I'm not going to be your friend. Oh, you're not going to be my friend. I'm going to chop off my fingers. I mean, wow.
I mean, I get the reason why. He explains how he's reaching the end of his life and he wants to be remembered for something, and he was wasting his time being his friend and he wanted to spend more time focusing on more pursuits that were more of like accomplishments. But generally the movie was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
I agree. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, there were some. I don't want to say the acting was bad. I don't think the acting is bad. But I just don't see this again as a Academy Award-winning movie, in my opinion.
I think maybe it's just to speak about how the lack of story there is in movies, or the lack of movies there are to choose from to nominate this year for Best Picture.
Well, there's other. I mean, Elvis. Overall, Elvis is a pretty good movie. I mean, I think Elvis did a good job.
Yeah.
I think Elvis missed a lot when they didn't nominate Tom Hanks. I really feel like he was the driving force behind that movie. But I don't think it was a bad movie. I don't think Avatar was a bad movie. I don't think Fabelmans was a bad movie. I think there's a lot of mediocre movies on this list. But just I guess to make our final picks, are we both going Everything Everywhere All at Once?
I think so. I think we're going to equal that one out. Yeah, first one. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see if we're different on the next one.
Okay.
Best Director.
Let's see. I'm an average person, so I don't pay attention to the directors, but we're going to go with it. So, I did see what 3 of these on this list. We got Everything Everywhere All at Once, the Banshees, Tar, and the Triangle of Sadness. I didn't see Tar or Triangle of Sadness, but Tar is based on
Kate Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett. She plays a conductor, from what I get, and she. I haven't seen the movie, but from the trailer, it kind of seems like she goes off on a crazy tangent.
Right.
Kind of having like a mental breakdown. But I could be completely
and
wrong.
it's another movie that's very polarizing. Some people either really like it or
Yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna have to
waste my time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out before the Oscars happen. But yeah, but again, I'm gonna have to double down on Everything Everywhere All at Once. The way they transition into different scenes and the different universes, um, and the kung fu, and just there's just so many things going on in that movie that is,
I respect that, and I also think it's pretty historic that you have 2 people nominated for Best Director. So for Everything Everywhere All at Once, there's 2 men that are up for the category. So you're going to take that. I think I'm going to be a little different, and only because it's pretty amazing to think, although I don't think Fablemans was the best movie, Steven Spielberg has now been nominated in 6 different decades. Can you imagine that? 6 different decades his movies have been nominated. So that's pretty amazing, and I think I'm gonna go a long shot here. I'm gonna say Steven Spielberg's gonna win this one.
I mean, yeah, I can see it happening. I mean, he's a giant in movie making, so who knows?
We'll see. I think that's the one award that Fablemans will get. We'll see. Best actor.
Oh, Brandon Fraser in The Whale.
Oh,
Yeah, that his. Although I was surprised to actually see it not on the Best Picture list. But his performance in the movie, I thought, was hands down the best performance that I had seen all year. So
I do want to point out that for the first time in like 40 years, all of the nominations in the Best Actor category are first-time nominees. So I think that's pretty incredible. And when you think about Bill Nye and Colin Farrell and Brendan Fraser, these are guys that have been around for a long time in the industry. Paul Mescal, Austin Butler are relative newcomers. I think Austin Butler's getting a lot of. He's won a lot of awards. The Golden Globe. I can't remember. I think he may have won the BAFTAs. I'm not sure what he's winning a bunch of awards out there. But I'm going to agree with you. I think Brendan Fraser's performance brought me to tears.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not many performances that I see that just stand out in my mind like that. And I hope that he wins for this as well. So I think we're actually going to agree on this one too.
Yeah.
So.
I think I heard that he wasn't going to show up to the awards. And I think we talked a bit about this before in our first episode of the show. But I hope he does.
I think he will for the Oscars. I think he didn't want to show up to the Golden Globes, which he didn't, and that was because of something to do with Hollywood Foreign Press, and I don't know. There's a whole bunch of things going on there. So.
And Colin Farrell is the first nomination for Colin Farrell?
Nominee.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. I'm surprised to hear that. Yeah.
So, and he's a good actor. I just don't think this is the right movie or the right time. I mean, to me, the second best performance this year obviously is Austin Butler, and I think in maybe in a regular year, Austin Butler could easily win this, but there was just so much depth to Brendan Fraser's performance. I think he deserves this one.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Yeah.
Supporting actor.
Supporting actor. Who we got on the list here? We got Brandon Gleeson, The Banshees. Wait.
two from the Banshees.
How does this movie get
I don't know.
so much attention?
Although I do have to say, Barry Keoghan, who is up for the Banshees, he did win the BAFTA for Best Supporting Actor, and he is the one that plays the special needs character in this movie. And he's kind of, he's a little troubled. I mean, if there's anyone in this movie that I kind of was like rooting for, it was him a little bit. So
yeah, and I can't remember the movie that I saw, and it might have been with Colin Farrell, where he plays a kid that ends up killing people. Do you know what movie I'm talking about?
I don't know, but you're talking about Barry Keoghan?
Barry Keoghan, yeah.
I know that Barry Keoghan was also in The Eternals.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the name of his character is, but yeah,
right.
but he pops up in some things,
but everything that I see him in, he plays like a weird character. Like he's a weird, like, and I'll have to go back and I'll probably pull it up again where he plays like this crazy serial killer. This guy's dating his mom, but he doesn't like it because he's so attached to his mom. If this doesn't ring any bells for you, I'll pull it up later.
I don't know, but we got to find out now. So
yeah,
I tell you though, not to stay on Banshees much longer, but another person in this category that I was really excited about seeing nominated is Judd Hirsch. He's been a character actor. He's been around for a long time. It was a great television show that was on for one season about 10 years ago called Forever. If you ever get to see it, Judd Hirsch was in that. But he was previously nominated one time, all the way back in 1981 for Ordinary People. and he's getting his second nomination. And you know, he does a good job in The Fabelmans, but I think we're both going to agree on who we want to see win this one.
Yeah. So I can't even say.
Ki Hu Kwan.
Ki Hu Kwan, thank you.
Short round.
Short round. But yeah, that again, yeah. So.
In honor of our guy.
In honor of our guy. This might have been the reason.
Some booby traps.
It said booby traps.
Yeah.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
So yeah. So I think we're both holding firm to him. I mean, he just does for not having acted in a while, coming back and having this role and being this believable support to Michelle Yeoh, being the husband that you were cheering for. And a lot of his dialogue was delivered in, I want to say, was it Korean? I think it was. I'm not sure of the dialect, but it was obviously it was in subtitles. But just the performance that he gives, you're reading it, but sometimes when you have such a great performance, you forget that you're reading it.
Right.
So.
Yeah. No. Even though I was reading the text, you know, I didn't take away from his performance. No. I was keeping my eye on him the whole time. But yeah.
And if he wins, he will be the first Asian actor to win Best Supporting Actor in the long history of the Oscars.
You're full of knowledge, my friend.
Hey, I'm sorry. Worthless facts. Okay. All right. Best Actress.
Best Actress. Let's see. We're looking at this list here.
Yeah. I mean, there's some really good actresses on this. I think it's going to come down to a battle between the two Michelles. It's hard to believe that Cate Blanchett has been nominated 8 times. She's already won, though. She's won twice already. So it's like, no, come on, enough Cate Blanchett.
Do you know what movie it was?
She won for Blue Jasmine in 2013, and she won Best Supporting Actress was for Aviator.
Dude, you're like Google.
I know, sorry.
You're like Wikipedia all in one for the movie stuff.
I'm trying.
You're like way beyond me.
No.
But yeah, Michelle Williams and Michelle Yeoh. Yeah, I definitely did enjoy both their performances and their respective movies. I also did you see Blonde on Netflix?
I've seen parts of it. I really haven't seen the whole thing yet. And I think that Anna Darmus, I think she does a really good job. She sounds like Marilyn Monroe. She looks like Marilyn Monroe, excuse me. But I haven't really seen the whole thing yet. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, I saw the whole thing. It's kind of long. Yeah, I think she does a good job. But yeah, I was actually surprised when I saw it on the list today that she was nominated. Because when I saw the movie, I just didn't think much of it. The subject matter was very powerful, but just the performances just kind of average to me, you know. But yeah, you know, and I probably need to catch up on, like I said, like Tar and whatever else I'm missing on this list.
But I do think though that for me the best part, and when I first saw Everything Everywhere All at Once, I remember I turned to Julia and I said, my wife, for those of you who don't know, I said, Michelle Yeoh is going to be nominated for Best Actress in this movie.
Oh yeah,
I called it way back then because she's the base, she's the rock of this movie.
Right. I mean, we probably both knew that this movie was going to be put up for a lot of awards this year because yeah, it's such a powerful, strong movie. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go Michelle Yeoh. Yeah, on this one. So.
Sounds like it's going to be hard when we're all the same.
I know it's going to be determined on like one or two categories.
We both might need to pick. No, but then I'm going to agree. I'm going to say Michelle Yeoh as well, and if she wins, she will be the first Asian actress to win this category. So that would be pretty amazing.
Yeah, it'd be awesome to see. Yeah.
So. And one more category: Best Supporting Actress.
Looking again at my list here, we got
lots of people on this one.
Yeah, Angela Bassett. Wow, she's amazing.
I think all the performances in the Best Supporting Actress category to me are very deserving. You've got Jamie Lee Curtis and Stephanie Hsu from Everything Everywhere All at Once. You've got Hung Chow from Whale, who's one of our favorite people to talk about on this show.
Yeah, she just pops up out of nowhere, unexpectedly.
She does.
I'm like, that's that girl.
Carrie Condon on Banshees. She's again, her role, kind of like some of the other roles in that movie, she's the sister, so it's a little different. And then Angela Bassett obviously is up for what's the movie called? Wakanda, Black Panther Part 2.
Yeah, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Yeah.
And Angela Bassett's the only one that's been nominated before. She was nominated. I thought she won back in 1994 playing Tina Turner in What's Love Got to Do with It, but she did not. She was only nominated.
I saw the movie when I was a kid, and that movie was like,
yeah,
what am I watching? It's very difficult to watch.
Yes, it is.
I'm surprised my parents even let me around that movie. That was pretty difficult to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go a little bit weird. Carrie Condon, like, you know, I don't really know who she is, but and then Banshees being such a random movie that we probably didn't like together, but I think her performance was really strong as the sister of that
And
character.
she's winning a lot of the awards. I think she won the BAFTA. I think she won the Golden Globe. So you gonna go Carrie Condon?
I'm gonna go for Carrie Condon on this one, even though it's just a random pick for me. But
And although a lot of people right now are saying Jamie Lee Curtis, because she's never, I'm gonna leave everything behind on this one too, and I'm gonna go Angela Bassett. I think Angela Bassett is gonna win, and I think she's gonna be the first actor from any Marvel movie to win an Oscar.
but my opinion is a little skewed because I haven't seen Wakanda Forever. Have you seen it?
Of course I have.
Yeah, so I need to catch up on a few movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would be that would be awesome if she won it. I just haven't seen the performance, so I couldn't weigh in on that one. So, but
I do agree with you. This category definitely is the hardest one because I think they were all relatively good performances. So
yeah,
and if you didn't see Hung Chow in The Whale, again another great performance.
she does amazing. Yeah, I would pick her, but yeah, Carrie Condon. I think just the way she just handles her brother in the movie, and she does a really good job on that.
So just to recap, we're different in Best Supporting Actress. We're going to be the same in Best Actress with Michelle Yeoh. We are going to be the same in Supporting Actor with Ki Kwan. We're going the same in Best Actor with Brendan Fraser. Same movie. So director and supporting actress is what it's going to come down to for us. So
it's going to be a tight race.
It's going to be tight. I think I got this.
Yeah, well, let's see.
Oh.
Yeah, and if you have any ideas on what's going on in these categories, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you guys.
Make your picks. Make
your picks. Yeah. Maybe we should put out like a sheet or something, and we can have that passed out around, and we can take a tally of what's going on, and maybe post that in the next video, or after the video after the Oscars. I think it's what.
Yeah, I think we wanted to do this now because I think we have like a week and a half.
Have a week and a half, yeah. So we'll probably be in not in the following episode. We could maybe talk about more about our results and if anybody participated in their results. So, yeah.
And once again, you guys, thanks for staying with us and keeping us going. And we appreciate all the views and the likes. And it really is, it's kind of a dream come true. I mean, I thought that we would still be like floundering around 100 subscribers and barely getting there.
We're nearing 1,000. We're nearing 1,000.
Oh my goodness, that's scary. It's scary.
Yeah. It's it's hard to believe that people are watching the show, because I know we fumble a lot in our words, especially myself, and I'm surprised. So thank you very much for watching our show and going along with us on this adventure. And
absolutely, don't forget the Goonies. Never say die.
Never say die. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Thank you very much.